dance in the night. Give me reason to fill me up. Yeah, so the funeral in itself was a very big thing. It was this band that was respecting them, and everybody in the industry was shattered because Chester was really talented. He was really talented. He was a good dude. And the sad thing about Chester dying, and this is not the subject, right? Because again, rest in peace. The sad thing is the last video that he did was a meal with his family and smiling and he's having fun. The depression itself, and then the last song that he released was One More Light. One More Light, which is basically who cares if one more light goes out. So who I don't know the lyrics by heart. Just need the beats. Just need the beats. I used to be a huge fan of Linkin Park. Why? One of the first one that I listened to, but most of all, AMV, Kingdom Heart AMV. One More Light. Yeah. So of course there's an ad, Facebook ad. How long is it? There is one more that goes out. Beautiful song. Again, beautiful. Super big artist. And then he replaced it with Emily. Now I'm skipping a lot. There's 4 or 5 years where he didn't do anything. And then Linkin Park became this forgotten thing. Imagine, Mike was talking about Mike Shinoda, which I have a lot of respect for. About how his daughter didn't even know what was Linkin Park. He was like, okay, well, there's a legacy here. Let's continue. And they had Emily Armstrong, and this is kind of crazy because I made a couple of videos about it. What do I think about Emily Armstrong? Emily Armstrong is a great thing because you have a revival of a Linkin Park. Everything Linkin Park is Linkin Park 2.0, right? But at the same time, it's a revival. Is this band that I'm doing? For example, you take a band like Metallica, who have been doing music for 30 plus years, and you're like, okay, well, most of the band original members are gone. Slipknot has been doing music for decades. Most of the bands are gone. Falling in Reverse, some member left, you know. Even Motions in White has been doing music since 2006. Some people left. It's normal, right? Now it's a bit sadder because it's Chester. He's a legend. He's dead. With Emily, I felt like, okay, well, let's do something with Linkin Park. At least it exists again, but it's not the same thing. And then it's kind of cool because what happened during the Begaton was freaking amazing. People were super down to see Linkin Park. It was good to see that they still had a pull, right? And what happened is really nice because what they started was they started with Absinthe Machine. Gave up who I am for who you wanted me to be. And then people were loving Emily Armstrong. And then she did a song which is What I've Done. What I've Done, which is what? When my time comes to get the wrong, no, you know, all the rest. What I've done, I forgot about what I've done. What I've done. I forgot about this. This is it. This is shameful. Let's do a little bit, and we'll know the lyrics. That's it. You don't remember the melody. You remember the lyrics, but not the melody. The truth and love. So when mercy come and walk away, what I've done, I face myself to cut out what I feel, erase myself and let go of her life done. What you taught of me. Such a good song. And when you were singing that, people were singing R.I.P. Chester, and I saw a lot of comments, which is perfect. See, Linkin Park has a really good case, and now that I did this video like 2 years ago, now that I'm more mature, hopefully, possibly not, I am able to portray my emotion or my thoughts about it better. If Linkin Park is going forward, which is great, go forward, which is great. They already have like 2 albums to their name with the new singers. It's just when, and it feels disrespectful. It feels disrespectful to Chester when they're singing this song, you know? And it's a shame because Emily's not a bad singer. She's super talented. But you put her against Chester, who not only was incredibly talented, but had emotion in his voice. Chester had a shitty childhood. Most of his song was about the trauma. Paranoid, he said, was about him being SA, you know? And with one of the songs, we were thinking about being an essay. Um, it's nuts. It's nuts because this emotion gave him the power to, and music was all he had was the way to describing himself. And it was even more amazing is Chester took a bullet for Linkin Park. There's an interview. It's an interview where truck. There's an interview where some music producer approached Chester, and they were like, "Yo, you're really really good. We want to sign you." And then Chester was like, "Okay, cool. When can we perform?" And the producer apparently said something along the line of, "That's the thing. It's just you." And Chester would have said, "No. If it's not with me and the boys, there's no me." So he sacrificed a more prolific career to push other people, which is amazing, you know. So all of that to say, with Linkin Park, what I feel is you literally have a book called Linkin Park, right? The first chapter is a prologue, right, and the peak of the form, which is Mira Arbitrary. Second chapter, it's different, right? But it's still Linkin Park, and then you got a third chapter, which is no longer Chester, it's Emily. And as long as they stay in that chapter, they can write 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And at the 10, guess what? At the 10, Mike leaves the group, or Emily leaves the group. Then you have another thing. As long as you move forward, what we're doing is But at the same time, should we let an artist as beloved as Chester memory die? No, you know. They even did an 8-bit album. That 8-bit album was fucking phenomenal. So just I share this because something that I taught. But by the way, shout out to Kai because it was amazing. The performance was amazing. The fact that he played in his room was insane. I saw a lot of hate towards him for the Decathlon. Bro, it's normal. This guy has a expensive lifestyle, you know, and he's used to a lot of money coming in. When the money dries out, he doesn't know what to do because he has this lifestyle. You make a rich man rich, it's not gonna change his life. You make a poor man rich, it's not gonna be the poor man anymore. You go back to the poor, you're gonna be afraid of that. So, and it's a fear also. So, but you get content. Why are you complaining? I had a fight with a friend today, and that friend was pissed because I'm not getting into it, but basically it was hurting the business aspect of things. I was like, I want to be friend with you, but not online because you're jeopardizing what I'm building, right? And it was pissed at me. That sucks. Anyway, love you guys, take it easy. Peace. Don't blink, you should buy. Welcome to Counter Show. Because they're doing well. They're having a wonderful day on this drumroll, please. 26 September 2025. Today we're talking about emptiness. Now I just made a video about freaking Linkin Park. Is it related? Sadly, it is not related.